This past weekend, Tennessee beat LSU 40-13. There are a number of candidates, Jason Swain, for this segment. It's our game ball segment. The top performers for Tennessee, choosing the winners here, very difficult. But we take the tough task. We hand out game balls on Josh and Swain. I'll get things started if that's okay. Hendon Hooker, I would say, led the way at quarterback, and everybody recognizes what he was able to do. But what about Jabari Small? What he was able to do. Going into Saturday, LSU has not allowed a 100-yard rusher on the season. Well, here comes Jabari Small, who I thought was a little bit under the radar in what he was able to do in the win against Florida. Stepped up having been injured the week before. We weren't even sure that week if he would be able to go, how much he would be able to go. Well, this past week, he went for 127 yards on the ground. In the fourth quarter, about 11 and a half minutes to go, LSU scored, and you're sitting there thinking, they're not going to do something here, are they? Tennessee has the ball deep in its own territory, and then Jabari Small goes for 49 yards. And when he ran that 49-yard rush, I think every Tennessee fan said, nope, LSU's not going to do anything. Jabari Small just put it away right there. Tennessee continued to run the clock out, had a long drive to end the game, essentially, against LSU. So Jabari Small in an offense where we know Tennessee wants to run the football. There's so much attention on the passing game, and there should be. But Josh Heupel wants to run the ball and run it a lot. And Jabari Small ran the ball for 127 yards, almost 6 yards per carry for Tennessee against LSU. So Jabari Small gets my game ball from the LSU game.
Yeah, I mean, I know when you're in those meeting rooms and you have a big play and you either get caught from behind or you fall, the guys in the room are going to give you a little crap about it. So I'm pretty sure the rest of the running backs will give Jabari some crap for falling down. But, man, he probably would have hit his head on the goalpost if he wouldn't have tripped. But, man, just a huge run by him. Mm-hmm. You can tell the power that has increased from the offseason. He's able to take hits. His quickness has not changed at all. And it was cool to see him out in the open field. He had an awesome game. But the reason why he had an awesome game is where I'm going with my game ball, and that is the offensive line. And I'm throwing in the defensive line too. So the fronts on both sides, O-line, D-line, did not give up a sack. Jabari Small was able to run for 100 yards for the first time against the LSU defense all season. And then how about the front for Tennessee defense? 5 sacks. You kept LSU rushing to under 100 yards. Dominant. When we talked last week about what needed to happen to kind of help our defensive back end, Daniel still had 300 yards passing. Don't get me wrong, but still was able to protect them as much as they could because of the pass rush, the hurries, getting to them, putting them on the ground. Dominant performance by O-line and the D-line. And you had a starter that didn't even play in the game.
Yep.
On the offensive line for Tennessee, and still got a chance to rush the football for over 250 yards. Now, LSU did have a couple starters out on the offensive line, but still, it was a dominant performance. So my game ball goes to the offensive line and defensive line. I'm giving some love to the big fellas up front on both sides. Let's go.
Did you choose the whole group, not just one player?
The whole group.
You didn't want to have to answer to the other big guys?
I mean, the whole group. How do I just point out one guy on the O-line or one guy on the defensive line? Because it truly was a group effort. So I couldn't just pick out one guy. I couldn't do it, man.
You're right. When the opposing team's defensive line has B.J. Ojolari and other talented players and they don't get a sack credited in the score sheet, the whole group had to step up for that to happen.
Dang right.
So,
dang right.
Game balls today. Jabari Small, running back for Tennessee, and the play up front, impressive on both sides of the ball for Tennessee. That's how you win big SEC games. That's how you win by a wide margin, is big play up front from the offensive and defensive lines. Tennessee got it on Saturday. Game balls every Monday from Tennessee's performance the previous Saturday.